Oh my God, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. It's happening. Yes, we are finally talking about the 2023 competitive season. I have last been on a stage, on a bodybuilding stage, August 2021. And it feels like it's been bloody ages since I've recorded a video like this talking about where I was going to compete, because 2021 was my first competitive season, and now it's time again after a very, very long time away from stage. So this video is going to be about everything that's coming this year, what my plans are for competing, how my improvement season went, to be honest, because there's a lot of time between August 2021 and where we are now, January 2023, that we need to recap on because a lot has happened. So I'm just gonna dive into giving a little bit of background info. Most of you will probably know, but if you don't already and you haven't already watched my bikini season or my bikini series that I've got here on YouTube, I competed in the NPC or Two Bros in the UK. And I competed for the first time as a bikini athlete, and I did a couple of regional shows and then British finals. I came fourth in British finals. I feel like for me, it wasn't necessarily about, for my first season, you know, hitting a certain placing, or for me, it genuinely was about getting on stage. So those of you who might not be aware, most of you probably are, I've been through a huge transformation journey. I used to be very, very overweight, and I've suffered with a chronic digestive disorder, inflammatory bowel disease, since I was 19. So it's something where for me, it was really to just prove to myself that I could get on that stage. And I did that, and I loved the whole process. And then I had, you know, always had it in the back of my head after I'd kind of like finished my bikini season that I wanted to continue bodybuilding, but not necessarily as a bikini athlete. I always aspired to become a figure athlete, and I always looked at the figure girls in complete awe. I also look at bikini girls in complete awe, but there was something that I just felt like I desperately wanted to step into the figure category. And so that's what I've been doing. I've been in my improvement season looking forward to eventually becoming a figure athlete, and this year it will be my figure debut. So the improvement season, what happened after I stepped off stage in 2021? So I came out to Dubai mainly for like a business event and also for some downtime. And I decided that I didn't want to stay in the UK any longer. So I actually went traveling at the start of 2022. I went to Mexico, I went to the US, I came back to Dubai for a little bit. I think I went somewhere else, like I literally can't remember, but it was like from stepping off stage in August to then basically having all of this travel and then the move out of the UK, it was probably like 4 to 5 months of instability and really not consistency with my training because I was going through a huge life change. I joined my current coach, Soph. I joined Soph in January of last year, so it's literally just been our 1 year anniversary. Woohoo! And she has been my rock genuinely throughout the last year, and she's really, really pushed me to places that I never expected I would get to. So I stepped off stage at 115 pounds as a tiny natural bikini competitor, and then we pushed all the way up. In 2022, we pushed up to 152 pounds. That's 37 pounds difference, which is about 16 kilos, which is wild. Like I pushed up to a body weight where I hadn't been since before I even started fitness. Like that's kind of like the weight that I was around as I began my fitness journey and to move into fat loss. So there was a lot of challenging things that happened last year. Personally, there was a lot going on in my life, and it's not something I've necessarily recounted. I am planning a Mindset Mill podcast return, so I'll probably talk about it there. If you want me to bring back the Mindset Mill podcast, because it's literally been like nearly a year since I recorded an episode, please show some love and support because it will encourage me to take that step and get back to it. But even so, there was a lot going on, and also getting settled here in Dubai, you know, was a huge change, a huge, huge transition. So alongside that, I also had a shoulder injury, and I didn't train shoulders for about 3 months. My rotator cuff was absolutely ruined from an injury, which I had always kind of like ignored and pushed through. This is why you don't do that. And it meant that it impacted my training, and I couldn't train delts, which is very, very important for the figure criteria. So I did about 12 months of building muscle from where I stepped off stage at the very start of August. I then pushed up with my improvement season to basically the end of July in 2022. So 12 months of building muscle and a whole lot of mass gained. But then also throughout this whole time, as you guys will know if you've been following along, I've always wanted to have a tummy tuck to remove the loose skin that I wasn't able to ever, lose, because it's skin, it's not body fat. And I really noticed that in my 2021 competitive season. So I booked in my loose skin removal surgery, my tummy tuck, and also a breast augmentation. And I booked that in for December of 2022, which meant that in August last year, 2022, I started a fat loss phase, and I did 5 months of fat loss, 20 weeks. So a very, very hefty fat loss phase to get me as lean as possible for this surgery, and to give me a better starting position for prep. And in that 5 months, I lost 25 pounds. I got down to 127 pounds from my highest improvement season weight of 152 pounds. And I was very, very happy with body composition, and I am over the moon with my results from my tummy tuck and breast augmentation. And this week has been the first week that I've been getting back into training. So as you can see, like, I needed a lot of time away from the stage, and arguably possibly would need more, because of everything that was going on. Very disrupted life in terms of what was going on personally, moving, shoulder injury, tummy tuck and breast augmentation. Like, there's just been so much going on over the last, 18 months. But it doesn't change the fact that I'm really, really excited for my figure debut. And it feels like things are, coming into place now for me to be able to, make that move back to stage. I kind of do wish that I had like a little bit longer in an improvement season, but I feel like now is the right time for me, and I'm really, really excited to get back onto stage. I also feel like you can never have enough time in an improvement season, considering that building muscle is like the most significant part of bodybuilding in order to have the most muscle mass on stage, right? You can never have enough time building muscle, particularly as a natural athlete. But also as a natural athlete, I understand that this is a very slow process, which takes years and years and years. And that is absolutely fine by me. So in terms of competing for the first time as a figure athlete, what are my plans for this year? So I am still natural. I've been asked this question, will you stay natural whilst you compete this year? Yes, I will stay natural. So I will be competing in natural federations mainly. I did compete with Two Bros, the NPC, for my first season, and I do feel like it put me at a disadvantage. So I want to be on a level playing field, and I will do that by competing with the UK DFBA, so the United Kingdom Drug-Free Bodybuilding Association, I think that's what it is. And then also I would like to compete with the WMBF. Someone's asked whether I'll be doing like UK shows or Dubai shows, because I'm based now here in Dubai or in the UAE, or if I'll be doing any international shows. So in my perspective, there is probably a little bit more in the UK for when it comes to competing in natural federations than there is here, but there is the WMBF here. So I would really like to compete here in Dubai, and I would like to compete with the WMBF. So I think I'll probably compete here in Dubai with the WMBF, although I'm not sure yet because show dates haven't been announced. So that's something that is kind of like, I'll figure it out, but definitely I'm going to be doing UK DFBA. And I will also be doing a PCA show. I absolutely adore PCA. So even though they might not necessarily, be a natural federation, I absolutely love the Fed. And so I'd really, really love to compete with them. So my plans are to compete in September and October time. So I think I'll do PCA Midlands. I will also be at the PCA First Timers in September, because some of my clients will be competing, but I won't be competing myself as I'm not a first timer. I will also then probably, fingers crossed, get to do I'll do UK DFBA Heart of England in September, and then possibly in October do the championships. So we'll see how that goes. I also love like lots of other federations, but I don't want to pack too much in, because I know what it's like competing back to back. I didn't space my shows out very well in my first season, and I just don't want to kill myself off. I know what it's like at that point. So with that being said, when does prep start? Because if I'm competing in September, it's January now. I did a very long prep for my first ever prep, as it was needed. I did 6 months, so it ended up being like 24, 25 weeks, something like that. Because I am starting prep in a much better position this time around, because I'm leaner, I have more muscle, and I've had a tummy tuck to get rid of my loose skin. Ultimately, my physique looks far better, and I haven't really got much if I started prep and had a 6 to 7 month prep, like a very long one, I really wouldn't have much time post-surgery going back and trying to put on some tissue. So I'm actually going to continue with my improvement season for the next 12 weeks to really try and bring some life back to my body and see what I'm able to do in that 12 weeks. I appreciate it's not going to be, a significant amount of time, but it's going to be enough time for me to at least get back in the groove with my training and recovery post-op. And then around mid-April, I'll be starting prep. So 12 weeks, that's crazy. And so I will have thereabouts a 20-week prep this time around when it comes to leading into my first show. But by the time that I finished with all my shows, who knows how long I would have been on prep for. But that's the plan of action, which I'm super, super excited about. In terms of this year, what's different is with bikini competing in 2 rows, there was just the standard kind of like the standard mandatory poses that you needed to do. And then, you can flare up your own bikini posing routine how you would like, but it's pretty much standard in terms of the poses that they expect to see you in. However, there's so much more room for creativity this time when it comes to having a full posing routine with the UK DFBA, PCA, those kind of federations. So I will have to have a posing routine created and I will have to get practicing that. Let's just say because I'm not fully back to mobility after my breast augmentation, that I haven't necessarily gone full force on that. So I will be getting some help with my posing routine, pulling that together, and then lots and lots of practicing will need to be done, which is super exciting. I've also been asked, what about the bikini color? What are you doing for your bikini? I'm going to be honest, guys. I don't know I don't know what bikini color to go for. Like, I really don't. So please, let me know in the comments. Just drop a love heart with the color of what bikini you think I should go for, or give me some info, because I was also in the same mindset in my first season when I got my teal blue bikini, and I just, saw those gems when I went to Black Ice Bikinis, and I was like, oh my God, yes, this is what I want. But this time around, I really can't decide, but I will have to get that sorted. So I'll be going to the UK a fair lot more this year because I will be doing quite a few shows there. And so I'll go to the UK to get my bikini sorted. If there are any bikini sponsors who want to help me out and jazz up a nice bikini for me, then please give me a shout, because I don't know what's going to suit me best. So I do need some inspo. I'm not incredibly creative. So yeah, that is the very, very exciting plans for this year. Essentially, it's countdown now until prep starts, and I'm really, really, really excited to finally get back into my prep groove, because I really, really loved it and I really, really enjoyed it, and I really just can't wait to be back into that kind of community where we get to all support each other and cheer each other on at shows, because it was great being a spectator last year, but I missed the stage. So I'm really, really excited to get back. If you guys do have any questions about the competing journey, anything else that I'm planning for this year, please just feel free to drop me a DM on Instagram, or if you don't already follow me on there, do so, because I'll put up question boxes. And there'll be a figure debut I will resume the figure debut series, because we put that on pause for my surgery series, but that will be kicking into action pretty soon. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Really appreciate you. Please drop me a like, drop me some comments about what I need to get sorted for my bikini, and I will catch you in the next one. Much love, guys.